Hello, everybody. This is Stel, Eric, and Szmyt from the Shoot Style Salon, and we're here to do our first ever predictions video. Yes, this is the first time we're doing this, as we used to do predictions on the podcast, but we're doing some changes around here, and we're going to start doing separate predictions videos for upcoming pay-per-views. This time, we're going to be taking a look at All Elite Wrestling Fyter Fest, which would have been a pay-per-view in the UK, but has since been moved to a television special happening over the next 2 weeks. And we're going to go through match by match, talk about our predictions, and what we think is going to happen. Szmyt will be having his first defense of the SSS Predictions Championship that he won back at Backlash. And yeah, let's go right into it and not take no more time. We're going to start with night one, and then we will go to night two. On the first match of night one that we have here, it is Jurassic Express, accompanied by Marco Stunt in Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, taking on MJF and Wardlow. Eric, who are you going for and why?
I got MJF and Wardlow. I don't see them losing this early, especially to Jurassic Express, which is a fan favorite, but they always take the fall. They're just kind of jobbers. Especially with MJF with his undefeated, or he's not undefeated, but, or in 2020 he
has been pinned.
He's the next guy on the rise.
Szmyt, would you like to go next?
Yeah, I'm going to go with MJF and Wardlow too, just because Jurassic Express are jobbers, kind of. They're like one of my favorites, but they're jobbers, and I just love MJF and Wardlow.
I actually am going for Jurassic Express here. The reason for that is I think they are doing the Batista and Triple H thing with MJF and Wardlow. This has been teased on Dynamite with the Battle Royal from, I think, last month, before when they were determining Cody's first opponent. They teased a little bit there, and we did see Wardlow beat Luchasaurus last week in that lumberjack match, which was all over the place. So I do think they're going to continue to tease that descent here. Maybe there's another incident, and it leads to maybe Wardlow getting pinned by Luchasaurus in return. I think they're going to try and keep MJF strong here if they do lose.
Definitely. And
we've seen MJF always get pinned on Jungle Boy. This could be the time where he finally have Jungle Boy get an upper hand, even if he doesn't get the decisive fall. So I just have a feeling that they're going to have Jurassic Express win. I won't be shocked if I'm wrong. Part of me just senses that they are going to have Jurassic Express win this one.
Okay. Interesting.
What do we have next? Next up, we have Proud and Powerful, also known as Santana and Ortiz, taking on Private Party, accompanied by Matt Hardy. Which one he will be, we don't know. I'm guessing maybe version 1, maybe he'll be broken, maybe he'll be Big Money Matt, or Matt Hardy version 1 from the mid-2000s. Who knows? Szmyt, who are you going for and why?
I'm going to go Private Party because Private Party and Matt Hardy.
Yeah, I'll go next. I'm in agreement. I do think they're going to continue this whole Matt Hardy gets upper hand in the inner circle thing, and I do think Private Party could use the win more, and it does pain me to think I do really enjoy Santana and Ortiz as a tag team. I just feel they're trying to play things out with Matt right now, considering the current situation surrounding Sammy and everything going right now. So to keep him strong, I do think they need a Private Party to win here. That leaves you, Eric. Who are you going for?
I'm going with Santana and Ortiz on this one. I think they haven't really gotten a big win recently, and I think they really need this. And I think Matt Hardy will stay strong because he is Matt Hardy, and and Private Party could also come back from this, but I definitely see Santana and Ortiz getting the victory on night one.
They came into a lot of fanfare originally because we also had they debuted last year, and they got that big win at Full Gear over the Bucks. And since then, it's just kind of been like they just kind of been treading water, which it's a shame because I do think they could be a top tag team if they were given the time, but I don't know when that's going to happen, especially if all the current events happening. But We'll see. And let's see where we're going to next. In our first proper title match of the TV special, we have the AEW Women's World Championship match where Penelope Ford will be accompanied by Kip Sabian. We'll be taking on the defending champion, Hikaru Shida. I'm going to go first. I'm going to pick Hikaru Shida very confidently on this one. It's her first, big title defense. This is just kind of a pay-per-view. Pseudo pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it. I don't think they're going to want to have her lose her big defense, and I don't think Penelope Ford is the right person to do so. I know they're very limited on talent right now, but I don't think Penelope is the right one to beat Cheetah. I think they're at least going to save it till All Out, depending on what happens, but when we get to night 2, that could have title implications for that match, but I'm going to go with Cheetah.
I'm going to have to go with Cheetah, too. I think this is just to get the women's title match on the card. Penelope Ford is a great wrestler. She's gotten a lot better since she's first started, but she's definitely not ready to take the title from Cheetah yet.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Cheetah, too.
Yeah, this is one of the more confident ones. I think this is one we're all going to be in agreement for. See, we have 2 matches left on night 1. Let's see which one we'll talk about first. So, in what I think is going to be the co-main event of night 1, or it could be the opener for all we know, because I think they might start off big. We have the AEW TNT Championship match, where it is the champion, the American Nightmare Cody, taking on the Big Hurt in Jake Hager. Eric, who you going for and why?
I gotta go with Cody. I don't think Jake Hager's a big enough star to take that away from Cody, and how Cody's been going with this open challenge every week. I think you're gonna have to wait for a much bigger star to come in and take the title from Cody.
I'm going to agree. I'm going to also pick Cody here. It's still early in his title reign, and I don't think Jake Hager is the right person to have the person that beats him. So the eventual booking that I think this is going to take on to next, I think they're going to have Cody turn heel in the long term, and then maybe you have like a top babyface or an up-and-coming babyface like your Darby Allins. Maybe it starts in a rematch to keep him babyface, or somebody else come along and beat him for the title, and that might lead to a Cody heel main event push. I don't know. That's just speculation. But we'll see where it leads. But I'm going to say very confidently on this one, I'm going to go with Cody.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Cody, too.
Anything else to say, Szmyt?
Nope, just Cody.
All right. So that leaves one more match, and what I believe will be the main event of night 1. It is the very, very hyped up and pretty thought out in build, the AEW World Tag Team Championship match, where it is Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, the champions, taking on Best Friends, Trent and Chuck Taylor, accompanied by Orange Cassidy, who we'll get to on night 2. Szmyt, who are you going for and why?
I'm going with Best Friends because friendship is power.
Not the first person I've heard say pick
Wow.
Best Friends in this one. Yeah.
I was
Hey,
gonna
some people are
say-
picking them.
I was going to say friendship is magic, but I didn't want to.
We might get a cease and desist for that one. Eric, you want to go next?
Omega and Page are gonna retain. I do like Best Friends. I don't think they're gonna take it. I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna wait for FTR to get done with their program with the Young Bucks, and then they're the ones that are gonna take Omega and Page's titles at probably All Out or whenever.
It depends when they do the FTR match. I think that's going to be... I think All Out will be Bucks and FTR for number 1 contendership. And then either on a special episode of Dynamite or at the fall pay-per-view, probably Full Gear again, or whatever they want to do this year, that's where we'll see Omega and Page lose the belts. That's my thinking. So speaking of that just spoiled my pick. I'm going for Omega Man. I think this is I'm thinking another easy one, but this could surprise me, especially if it's the main event. I think Best Friends have been on a tear lately. They've been really fun to watch. They've been really involved with the show, too, considering the shortage of talent and all the work they've been doing with Orange Cassidy, who, again, we will get to. So I think this will be a great match. This might be one of the better matches across the entire card, but I do think that Omega Man will retain the belts. That is it for night 1, and we will switch over to night 2. Kicking off night 2, we have a trios match. SCU as a trio. We haven't seen this in quite a while. Taking on the Dark Order. I guess we're going to count Cole Cabana as part of the Dark Order, considering the whole storyline happening right now.
And
Eric, who are you going for and why?
well, also I'd like to add, pretty soon his name's going to be changed to Colt Cabana. I'd bet money on that.
Hey, yeah. I think didn't commentary say that? I think it's I don't know if that's the first time I've heard that.
I know, but I know I was the first one to come up with that a couple weeks ago. So
It's pretty good, though.
patent pending. I got Dark Order on this one. I think, especially after losing to Moxley at Double or Nothing, they can't have Brody Lee lose at two big events in a row. And then I think they're still kind of building up Dark Order. Like, this is kind of like the second or third time they kind of try to build them up, and they haven't really gotten to where they, I guess, would like them to be. So I think they can't take a loss right now, because that would really kind of kill their momentum again.
Yeah, I've also gone for the Dark Order for almost like identical reasons. I do think that they need to keep Brody Lee so much stronger than the debut that he had earlier in the year. And there is a whole storyline of Colt right now. They think they're also trying to recruit other people in the roster. I think there's a women's one they tried to recruit, and they're really starting to keep the stable strong, I should say. And as you said, they build them up for a bit, they lose a big match, and they are back to square one. And I do think that they need to keep building them up, especially with the next pay-per-view coming up in September. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go Dark Order on this one. Szmyt, you are next. What are you thinking?
Dark Order, because Dark Order, and they need to build them back up.
So yeah, another agreement on that one. I think it's going to be a really good match. I can see this being the opener for night 2, but we'll see. Ooh, this one's going to be really exciting. Next up, in an 8-man tag match, we have FTR team up with the Young Bucks taking on the Lucha Brothers with Pentagon turning out he was in the States the whole time, or probably Tony Khan finessing him in for some reason, taking on the Butcher and the Blade. I'm going to go first, and I'm going to go for FTR and the Young Bucks. I think it's still early on in FTR's run. They need more momentum as they need to keep winning before they have like their first real big match, which is probably going to be at All Out. It's probably going to be against the Bucks. They're probably going to build something in the coming weeks following this, where they either agree to a match and it's very professional, or they'll probably turn on the Bucks and then they'll show their true intentions and they'll schedule the match for All Out. So yeah, it's going to be. I mean, it does suck that the Lucha Bros have taken another loss, but you know there's a bigger picture in this match, and it really lies in FTR versus the Young Bucks. Szmyt, who are you going to go for and why?
I'm going to go with FTR and the Young Bucks because I don't see the Young Bucks losing anytime soon.
Okay. Much simpler reason, but I could agree.
I got FTR and the Young Bucks. Kind of similar reasons as you. It's too soon for FTR to take a loss, and the match we're all looking for is FTR versus the Young Bucks, and they're just kind of building up to that even more.
Exactly. And like this is probably gonna be like a stepping stone to that, either in the post-match angle or even during the match, depending on what they do. But we'll see. That's pretty much it for that one. And let's see what we got for next one. All right, and what is going to be a murder? We have the Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer, taking on Joey Janela with Sonny Kiss. Lance Archer is going to win this. I'm just going to say that right now.
Yep.
We have not really seen a lot of him since Double or Nothing, and I do think we're going to keep this guy as a threat. You need to have him win in his next string of matches, and I don't know what they have set up for him, but I do think Lance needs to win more. I know they've been building up Joey as a tag team guy with Sonny Kiss, but this is a singles competition. It's Lance Archer. Good luck, Joey. So yeah, I'm going with Lance Archer. So really confidently. Eric, who are you going for, and why is it Lance Archer?
I'm gonna have to. It's Lance Archer. You know, they brought him in with so much fanfare and so much hype, and then just having to lose to Cody at Double or Nothing was kind of a letdown, especially for me. I was really looking forward to seeing what they would do with him, and I hope from here on out is when we start to see the rise of the Murder Hawk Monster, and he's going to completely destroy Joey Janela. Sorry, Joey, you're going to die, but everybody
he's going to do some great bumps, and I can see that right now.
I mean, I don't think he's going to like jump off. Go ahead. I don't think he's going to like jump off the roof or anything, but I think a big bump we're going to see in this match. It's
going to be something gnarly. All right, Szmyt, for real this time, who are you going for?
I'm going Joey. I'm just kidding. I'm going Lance Archer.
But if Sam was here, he would have said Joey Janela. But let's see, you're going to go with Lance too?
I'm going to go with Lance Archer.
Yeah, this is kind of just like, this is how we build you back up. I think he's going to have a big program for All Out. I'm not going to say what it is till we get to the end of the video. But yeah, this one I think is another really easy one to call. And next up, what sure is going to be one of the most built-up matches in recent weeks. It's been the main event segment on some shows. It is Orange Cassidy taking on Chris Jericho. I'm going to go first. I'm going for Orange Cassidy. I think this might be the phase where Jericho enters. He might start putting other guys over. I just have that feeling that they might give him a major rub here and have Orange Cassidy do the unthinkable and beat the former AEW World Champion. I think it's bold. It's probably my boldest one of all the picks we've done so far, but part of me says that like they might actually do it. He might go back to that way he was towards the end of his WWE run where Jericho puts other guys over. And this could be the start of that with him losing to Orange Cassidy. Is it going to be stupid? Oh, it's going to be hilarious. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be one of the highlights of the show, in my opinion. But I'm going to go with Orange Cassidy. I think it's also going to make up for the Best Friends losing on night one, because I do have a feeling that the Inner Circle might cost them the belts on night one, because OC will be at ringside, and this could be like retaliation for that. Szmyt, you next. What are you thinking?
I'm going Orange Cassidy. I think it's his time.
Wow, 2 people going for Orange. Eric, you're the last one. What are you thinking?
This is I think the hardest one to call on both nights, because I can see Cassidy winning, and just because he's like everyone loves him, and he's kind of organically the fans are pushing him to be the next star, and I love how AEW is listening to the fans. But it's also like it's Jericho. I can also see him going over. But the thing that kind of conflicts with me is, well, Cassidy, Pac beat Cassidy at a Revolution, and that was his last like big match. So it's like you can't take like 2 big losses like that in a row. I know it's going to be, if he does lose, it's going to be a very close match. Very like he almost beats Jericho, but then Jericho somehow wins it.
Exactly.
But yeah, I kind of following your logic. If best friends are going to lose on night 1, you can kind of Orange Cassidy's going to win on night 2.
Yeah, it goes back to this could be the phase where Jericho starts putting other guys over too.
Yeah.
We don't know, but like part of me says he might start doing that.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I'm very excited for this match.
Me too.
Next up, and what is surely going to be the main event of night 2, it is the AEW World Championship match between Jon Moxley and the Machine, Brian Cage. Eric, who are you going for and why?
Okay, so this is another tough one, but this one is more due to outside reasons. So, as many people may have heard, Renee Young was diagnosed with COVID-19, and she is currently quarantining at her home. And Moxley is still living with her, even though he's in a separate part of the house. I feel like Moxley's the kind of person that would want to quarantine as much as possible, so not to spread it to as many people. And so with that logic going, I see him dropping the title here to Brian Cage, just so he can step away, and not spread COVID to his fellow wrestlers, the fans, anybody.
That is a good point. Szmyt, what are you thinking after hearing that?
I'm thinking Brian Cage because I originally thought Brian Cage after even before the whole Renee thing, because Brian Cage, you saw his debut. I think he should
murdered a lot of people.
Yeah, he murdered a lot of people, and I think he should be the one who takes down Moxley.
Whew, this actually might become the hardest one for me to call, because I know, given everything going on outside world-wise, Moxley has tested negative, but there is that factor that you mentioned there, because that he is still living at home with Renee, and she is currently recovering, and I know the match is still a little less than 2 weeks out at time of recording, but oh boy, this is a very hard one. Do they do it? I'm trying to think here. Originally, my pick was Jon Moxley, but now thinking about this more, I know Moxley can be that guy, and Tony Khan has said that people who wish to stay home will not lose their spot in the company. That is the big thing about AEW and how they handle the pandemic, is that they are not going to punish their wrestlers in any way. So with that being said, I will also go for Brian Cage for the same reasons. This is really tough because we don't know where this will all be in over a week from now. Maybe Renee will be okay and Moxley will win. If so, we probably will announce that our picks have changed by then, because we'll probably get back to the original plan. Because what I thought would happen with Lance if Cage lost this match is that they would build to Cage versus Archer at All Out. Whether that would be for the title, it might be now. If Cage wins this, that could be the title match at All Out for all we know. But I do think that match is going to happen no matter what. Following this, title or no title, I think it's going to be a very realistic thing. So with the real world being a scary place, I am going to go for Brian Cage too.
Yeah, you just got to think about those factors, like, because right now it's not just Bastic politics or who they think the fans want. It's what's the best for everyone's health, and let's keep everyone safe.
And Tony Khan will 100% empathize with that too, knowing how he's handled this. And confirmed by Tony Khan, there is another women's match on night 2. It is going to be the Native Beast, Nyla Rose, taking on a mystery opponent. We do not know who it is. It was announced at a press conference by Tony Khan. I didn't hear it on Dynamite. It seems like not a lot of us heard about it, but it is on the Wikipedia. It has been confirmed, it looks like. So, with that said, I believe it's going to be a mystery opponent. Who it's going to be? This is a tough one. I think it might be somebody who's already in the company who I haven't seen in a while. With that being said, I do think I have 2 names that come into mind. Maybe it's Abaddon, who got signed recently. I know she's been appearing more recently on Dynamite. Or considering how Pentagon got back into the States, I'm going to say B. Priestley. Because we saw before everything happened that she teased a feud with Nyla Rose. She seemed to turn face in the process of it. I don't know what it would be like now if she did come back into the company. And yeah, I think they're going to continue that feud. This could also set up whoever is next line to challenge Sheeta, but I will pick the mystery opponent. Do I think it's going to be the speculated debut of Tessa Blanchard? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Nope. I was just about to say.
No, there's no way. Yeah, Eric, you want to go ahead next?
Yeah, I was just about to say something about that, like on tease. Well, everyone's probably thinking, "Oh, it's gonna be Tessa Blanchard." No, it is not.
Absolutely not. Tony Khan has shown no interest in her.
No interest.
To my understanding.
For good reason. I'm thinking like they could do like a real surprise, like someone we really haven't seen in a while. Like we could see Awesome Kong return.
That's what I was thinking too. Actually, I don't know because I'm sure she is in the States. She's just a coach these days. That could be like a cool, like, fun spot to see her come back.
Yeah, and then she could put Nyla over as like the next.
That's true.
Beast in the female division.
But is that what you're thinking, or is that like what? Like, is that your pick, or are you thinking something else?
No, that's what I'm gonna go with.
So you're
Awesome Kong.
So you're gonna go with Nyla winning over Awesome Kong as the mystery opponent. All right.
Yes.
Schmidt, that leaves you.
I think it's going to be. God, I haven't thought about this.
This one. Not many people know about this one. This is confirmed by Tony Khan. This is all I know about.
See, I see what. I kind of have to agree with Eric. I think it's going to be Awesome Kong, and I think Nyla's going to go over.
Okay, so yeah, it's very tricky, and if they hype it up, I think if they hype it up more, this week we'll probably get a better understanding of what to expect. But yeah, I'm intrigued by it. Like I do think this sets up who will face Sheeta at All Out probably. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that one a lot trickier to call. So we'll see what happens. And that will do it for our AEW Fyter Fest 2020 predictions. Again, Fyter Fest is happening across 2 weeks on TNT. Night 1 is happening on July 1st, and Night 2 will be on July 8th on episodes of Dynamite. Be sure to check out. And next time we will see you, it will be for the SSS podcast recording on Friday. And be sure to look out for it. So this is Stel from the Huge Stel Sauna, accompanied by Eric and Schmidt. And we'll see you all next time.